This is Jasper.
I'm Zach, and this is Sydney. And together we're Van Life Wonder. So this is our 2018 ProMaster. It's a 159 wheelbase with the extended back. And I'm going to show you the outside of our van. So we beefed up our tires to 31 inches and all-terrain tires. And we do a lot of off-roading, so we want to make sure we were not holding ourselves back by the tires. We added some decals, which gives a little bit of a custom look to the van. And what we did, and we were really excited for, is we have a custom roof rack with a 12-foot awning, 400 watts of solar, and a ski box sitting on the top. And over here, we actually put in an exterior fill port to allow us to fill without getting the back of the van all soaking wet when it's pouring rain. We are on the West Coast and it rains all the time here. Well, sometimes. So we built this custom ladder on this side of the van to allow us to get up onto the ski box and clean the solar panels. We are snow chasing people. We love to ski, so we have to make sure we get that snow off the solar panels in the winter. And this is one of our 3 windows that we put into the van to give more light and airflow during the summer. So this is the back of our van. We have a homemade swivel hitch rack on the back for we can put more bikes on if we're doing a longer trip. And we have access to our shore power plug-in if we ever are ending up on RV sites. Not very often, but sometimes it happens. And this is the garage in our van. So in our garage, we have 2 25-gallon water tanks. They're over the wheel wells, which allows us to have nice storage above the water tanks. We have our propane box hidden up in here. And we also have right above it is our hot water shower for the outside of the van, as well as the cold water for spraying our bikes, spraying the dogs off, and occasionally trying to wash off the van if something bad happens to it. Right next to it, we have our bike drawer. It holds 2 full-size mountain bikes and miscellaneous storage underneath, washing kit, pump, tools. And it's really convenient when it pulls all the way out because we can just load the bikes or even use it as a work stand. Over on the other side is where we're storing our ski gear, as it's winter, or somewhat winter still in BC. So we have our duffel bags here. We have our ski Avy bags at the bottom with some of the mountaineering gear that we had from the weekend, and extra diesel for when it's really cold. And just behind all of this stuff is a fake wall to part of our electrical system, which holds our batteries and our inverter. And up here is one of the coolest parts of our van. This piece of wood was milled and grown on the same street that MP grew up on. So her neighbor cut it for us from a tree that he cut down, and this finishes off the back of our bed. We didn't plan on living in it. It was meant to be an adventure vehicle because we ski and we mountain bike. We want to get closer to the trailheads. And then as the build was progressing, we started realizing that this is probably more of a home than we realized. We gave like 2 months notice, and that was our 2-month mark of like, we have to have the van done. So did a big push over the summer, and yeah, we gave our place in September last year.
Hi, welcome to the inside of our van. So here we have our kitchen, which starts with a sink. We put the sink here with this faucet so that we can easily rinse some stuff out or fill up our water bottles, so we don't have to come inside the van every time. Over here we have our shoe storage, our laundry, our dog toys kind of area. It's basically where we put all the stuff we don't know what to do but we want easy access to. And then moving here, we have sort of we call it the couch. This is where our bigger dog sleeps at night. It's where we read, we hang out. We even have a light that is only for this area. So if one person is going to bed early, we can still kind of hang out here. Over here is also where we put, so we have our smoke detector. We also have wired our WeBoost directly with a switch. So if we have bad reception or if we want better internet, we can easily just switch it on. We keep all our cables there and some other stuff. In terms of storage, we have, here we put, it's kind of our drawer of like cables, or it's kind of our everything drawer. I keep all my school stuff down here. It's kind of big and allows me to put whatever I'm working on. And then over here we have our toilet. So we can just flip this over and we can just pull this out. And we also have a few hooks here. This kind of is used depending on the season. We have different things hanging here.
So yeah, this is a full DIY van. So we did everything from putting the windows in ourselves, doing the electrical, the plumbing, the woodwork. MP's done all the upholstery. The roof rack was done ourselves. So we pride ourselves that we did it. Like, this is the home that we built.
So here we have, so this is the headliner that comes with the ProMaster. It's very deep, so awesome for lots of storage. Over here we built facing with hooks because we realized we were always putting our jackets over the seat every time we were coming back from a trip or trying to dry things. So this is actually amazing. It's always full when we come back. So here we have our 12-volt fan. We put it here so it's close to the kitchen, and it's also getting a really good draft in the summer when we have all the windows open. It moves everything forward. So this is our kitchen. Over under the sink here we have our garbage. We also have our gray water that is connected straight to the sink, and we also have an overflow in case it was to overfill. It doesn't all make a mess here. That's where we keep, random things. We also have our water heater here that's powered with propane, and our fire extinguisher, some kind of toiletries here that we want easy access to. Over here we have our 2-burner stove, a little stronger one in the back. Also propane powered. It lights up super easily. It's self-lighting, which is really great. You don't need a lighter. We have our spice rack just above it. We want our spices to be really accessible. We've also put into the wall here fruit basket. In the summer it tends to be multiple fruit and veggies basket, but for now this works. And we have our fridge here, NovaCool, not the biggest one, not the smallest one, the medium one. We love that thing. It's just have to remember to do this because it will open on the road. Over here we have our cabinet, which we wish was a drawer. We put our espresso machine here. We put some random pieces from the kitchen that we don't need often. Some cutting boards just slide from the side. Our pots are all here. We also have our coffee grinder. So all the bigger appliances are here. And the drawer here is where we keep all our utensils and things we need every day in the kitchen. We have it on a baby lock because this is the only drawer that we have that is that tends to open. It's a little bit heavier. So yeah, we have our food storage over here. That's kind of our regular dry food. It's kind of not necessarily in an organized way, but we know where things are. Here we have this like very inexpensive thermometer. We actually know from this, we look at this a lot to know if it's just me, is it too cold in the van or whatever, and starting the heater. We also, the lower temperature, which is supposed to be the outside temperature on these things, we just put it in the garage. So in the winter we know when it's starting to go to 0 and -1, this is when the water might freeze. So we look at this like in the winter all the time. And we can also see it when we drive. So we can know if things are warming up or getting colder. So this is actually, I 100% recommend that in your van.
Our friends are very supportive.
My parents are building one.
Oh yeah.
So that's the response. So that's pretty cool.
Not to live in though.
They wanted to retire in like a small RV, and they saw ours and they're like, wow, we're just gonna do one. So today they just actually, they finished all their ceiling and they painted all the inside, and they're like, this is happening. And I'm like, so I love it. Like, to be able to convince your own kind of, usually what would be probably the judgy side, you know, your parents thinking you're living a different life, they're like, yeah, we're doing it. So it's great. On the side of the van, we have our dining room area, our workspace. This table is using a Lagoon leg table that swivels. So it's locked in right now, but we can actually rotate it around to have a bigger space to be used on this side. It also can be taken off and put below to create another bed. This is a 3-seater van, so we always kind of wanted to be able to have a friend come with us if it was ever an option. The one thing we've added, because I don't know if anyone has big tables on the Lagoon leg, is it can be really like wiggly. So we added a little piece of wood to the wall so it rests on it, and it makes it that much more sturdy. Over here above we have some just random storage cabinet. Here we just have different things like some Tupperware and things like that. And here is where we keep most of our plates, glasses, mugs. We built a bookshelf because we definitely like to read books, especially since we don't use internet a lot on the road. So we keep all those here and we rotate them through. And here is where Zach keeps his work stuff, laptop and things like that. And we each have one of those toiletry bag bins where we just like pull it out every night, every morning. And that's what we found worked the best. On this wall here, we have our controller for the heater. We can decide the temperature we want it set on a thermostat. We can also turn it on here, so when we come in, we just quickly turn it on if we come from skiing. We have some art here from different places, local artists. We like to fill our van with local stuff. We also have the window here, smaller window. We went for smaller windows because we knew we were going to use this van in the winter, and we know windows can cost some insulation, so this was kind of a trade-off that we were able to work from. We're sailors, and we sailed twice to Hawaii on the boat with a crew of 10, so I think everyone was like, "You're crazy, you're sailing with your partner on a 9-day sailing trip." And it's like, that never was ever close to breaking us. I think just that, I think it doesn't work for everyone, but we knew from past life experience that it was an option for us. So under here, we have some extra storage. The entire bottom seat is storage. We put the dog food, some beers, some overflow kitchen, just bigger food. We also, behind these cushions, we have access to our breaker, our charge controller, the off switch, our fuses. So it's very easy access if something we needed to be changed. It used to be the other way around, from access from the garage, and it was very not handy. So we switched that. And moving just off to the side here, we added a step over here because we thought it was really hard to kind of get on the bed, stepping on here every time, trying to dodge the cabinet. We wanted a step, and we opted to make one that was going to double as storage. This is full of stuff, often has like bottle of wine below and things like you don't need access every day. So then we move on to the bed. We have over here, we keep our remote for our heater on a little hook. We also have a remote for the twinkle lights, which is the last thing we tend to turn off at night, and access to the switch for the light, for the main light over here. It is a double, sorry buddy, it is a double size bed. It fits perfectly. This Lincoln Pro Master